What is a clinical trial? Why is it needed? How is it done? What do its results mean? A clinical trial is a systematic analysis of the effect of any new drug or a vaccine on safety and efficacy to see whether it works better than the current standard of care. This is what is done in a clinical trial. A clinical trial typically has 4 phases: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Each of these phases test whether the product is safe and whether it works better than what is already in the market. Now, a very good product might still get cancelled if it is not considered safe. At the end of every phase, people analyze whether to see if this product can be carried forward for the next set of testing. Clinical trials are designed with the collaboration of a lot of people. One is the design of the product itself to ensure safety. Then there are the companies that make these products. Then there are academicians, there are statisticians, there are epidemiologists, there are doctors, nurses and other paramedical workers who all ensure to play a role that the clinical trials are conducted safely and effectively. For every clinical trial, the design itself takes care of how many volunteers are needed. Every clinical trial takes into account what kind of volunteers they want to recruit. For example, if you want to take a clinical trial for a medicine that treats high blood pressure, then you will look at patients who are most likely to take this medicine. They will be people that have high blood pressure. For example, if you're testing a vaccine for COVID, you want people that have not had COVID because you're looking to see whether your vaccine can develop antibody in the patient's body. Now, if you get a volunteer who already has had COVID, they will have antibodies against COVID. It will be very difficult to determine whether this antibody came from the vaccine or from the previous infection. So, you choose volunteers based on your product and on the design of your trial. And once volunteers are recruited, and in each stage there are different numbers of volunteers, and each stage there are different types of volunteers. And once they are recruited, they are given what are called roll numbers. That is, nobody will know their names. The people, you might know the person who is giving you the vaccine, the healthcare worker that meets you, you might just know their name on a friendly basis. But otherwise, when it comes to the analysis of the study itself, you are given a roll number. This is precisely why roll numbers are given in schools and colleges. So there is no bias when it comes to who is getting the vaccine and who is getting the dummy. Now, the next important part of a clinical trial that is very, very important is creating the test group and creating the control group. Once the volunteers are recruited, they are divided at random into 2 groups, the test group and the control group. The control group is a very important group, and this is what tells us how good the product that we are testing is. The test group is where the product is actually being tested. The test group and control group usually have the same number of people so that the statistical analysis remains consistent throughout. The test group is given the product that is to be tested. The control group is given what is called a placebo. A placebo is something that is everything in the vaccine except the vaccine. That is just the background particles. For example, if your vaccine molecule is being diluted in a solution of saline, that is salt water, the people in the placebo group will get the salt water alone. The only difference is the test group will get the vaccine particle, the control group will not get the vaccine particle. This is so that any effect you see on the test group, it's purely due to the vaccine and not due to the saline solution that the vaccine is being given in. This is just a very simple example for you to understand. That's why I'm using this example. The effect of the vaccine is determined based on how the test group is doing when compared to the control group. In the test group and in the control group, for example, if you have 100 people each, you observe them over a period of time to see how many of them develop the infection against which the vaccine is being developed. For example, if your control group has, out of the 100 people, 10 people get the infection and the test group only has 1% injection, efficacy is calculated as the percentage reduction in disease in the test group versus the control group. So this is why the placebo is very, very important. I know a lot of people are wondering why are they wasting time and money in giving a placebo. But how do we know that the vaccine is truly effective? So vaccine efficacy is calculated based on the percentage reduction of infection in the test group versus the control group. So for example, if the test group has 100 people and the control group has 100 people and they're observed over a period of say 3 months, if the test group has 1 infection and the control group has 10 infections, so that is 90% reduction of infection, and that is called, the efficacy is called is at 90%. However, compare in real life, the effectiveness which is studied over a longer time period is usually about 15 to 20% less than the efficacy. So this is what it is. Compare this to, let's say you buy a car. On the model it will say mileage 18 kilometers per liter, but on the road it will only give 12 kilometers per liter. It's not a lie or a false. In the ideal condition, it's so good. In the real life condition, it's this good. Now, we also need to remember that most of the good vaccines that are out there have an effectiveness of only about 70%. And that is really a good option to consider and take. For example, the typhoid vaccine has an effectiveness of about 51%. It is still a life-saving vaccine for a lot of us, because when enough of us get these vaccines, it gives protection to everybody around us, even those that cannot get the vaccine, or for those who are too young to get the vaccine, such as children and infants. So this is the overall picture of what happens in a clinical trial.